Hey everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about the origin of ceramics. So first of all, let's start off with what is a ceramic. Well, generally speaking, ceramic are what you get when you apply heat to certain inorganic, non-metallic solid and then allow them to cool. An example of the ceramic are everyday things like earthen pots, crockery, glassware, and even concert. So how did it all begin? Well, it all started around 2900 years ago, when humans discovered that if you dig up some soft clay from the ground, mold it into a shape, then the heat up to a very high temperature. When it's cool, the clay has been transformed into something hot or red. And so what did those first humans do with their discovery? Well, they created figures which were small statues and which depicted animals or goods or any shape that they could be molded into. And all this activity was centered around Southern Europe, when there is also evidence of ceramic that were created much later. The early humans also found a practical use for their discovery, such as storing things like grain, although there was dark brown. The pots were stored so that, although they could carry water in them, it wasn't impossible to store it over a long period, and also they were quite brittle and shattered very easily if they were dropped. But despite this problem, it was many thousands of years before there were any improvement. In China, at around 2000 BC, they discovered that by adding minerals to the clay, they could improve both in the appearance and the strength of the ceramic. But it took nearly 1,000 years before they patented this procedure high quality ceramic known as porcelain. And once they has patented the process, they keep a secret for another 1,000 years. Compared to the first ceramic, porcelain was lighter, finer, harder, and lighter can become an imported commodity in China, standing with the rest of the world for hundreds of years. In fact, it became so valuable that it was known as white gold, and special were sent to China to discover what they did to the clay to produce such high quality merchandise. It wasn't until the 18th century that the secret began to unravel. A German alchemist called Johann Fredrickson Brotter was asked by the king to make gold out of the lead. Unfortunately, Bottle failed to achieve. This soon gave up, but in order to please the king, he asked to make high quality porcelain. And after many years of examination, he discovered that by adding quartz and mineral material called China Star to every high quality clay, he managed to get the same result that the Chinese had been achieving for the last 100 years. Well, we now look at another ceramic that was made from mixing sand and mineral and heating to over 600 degrees Celsius. When it's a mixture cold, the result of the coarse glass. The main difference between ceramic made from clay and the glass that clay made up crystalline part which become locked together in the cooling process where glass cooled too quickly for crystal to form. Apart from that, the process of heating up naturally occurring materials to transform them in the same. The origin of the glass dates back to 3500 BBC, but it wasn't until the Roman Empire, 200 years ago, that the art of the glass blowing and the practical use of glass became more widespread. One of the most innovative use was to use it in windows, as up until then there had just been holes in the wall. It must have been very dark in those days. The Romans were also responsible for infiltrating concert, and although the origin are uncertain, expecting that this is largely due to the high level of volcanic activity in the area. The Romans observed that when volcanic ash mixed with water and then cooled, it got extremely hard and almost impossible to break up. The tubular reaction that follows is very complex and continues for many years, and the contrast just keep getting harder. Evidence of this is the numerous Roman remains that are standing, many which are almost completely intact. One of the most important facts about concerts for the Roman was that it can be guarded underwater as the Roman Empire grew. The Romans needed to take control of the seas, and for this they needed to build harbor capable of holding a fleet of ships, pouring concert mixture into the sea. Eventually, started the hardening process and rather than just dissolving in the mass of water. The substance was strong and long-lasting. This strength characteristic of concert made a significant contribution to the success of the Roman Empire.